First contact shock. The galactic survey vessel Stellar Whisper drifted silently at the edge of Earth's solar system, its advanced cloaking technology rendering it invisible to human detection systems. Captain Zirax stood before the main observation screen, his four eyes widening in disbelief at the data streaming across multiple displays. "Recalibrate the sensors," he ordered his science officer, Telene. "These readings cannot be accurate." Telene's slender fingers glided across the control panel, her bioluminescent skin pulsing with concentration. "I've already recalibrated 3 times, Captain. The readings are consistent." The bridge fell silent as the implications settled over the crew. Earth had been classified as a Category 3 civilization, technologically advanced enough to have basic space travel capabilities, but still confined to their solar system. The Galactic Council's assessment had estimated at least another century before humans developed faster-than-light travel. Yet the warships currently maneuvering in Earth's orbit defied these predictions entirely. "Magnify Sector 7, Zirax commanded, and the view screen zoomed in on a massive vessel cutting through the void of space with surprising grace for its size. "Energy readings suggest antimatter containment systems," Telene reported, her voice tight with professional concern. "Their weapons platforms appear to utilize directed energy technology far beyond what should be possible at their development stage." Zirax paced the length of the bridge, his ceremonial captain's cloak billowing behind him. The Stellar Whisper had been dispatched on a routine survey mission, observe the developing civilization on Earth, update the Galactic Council's records, and move on. What they had discovered instead was potentially game-changing. "Show me their historical progression," Zirax ordered. The main screen shifted to display Earth's technological development over the past 2 centuries. The acceleration was remarkable, from primitive combustion engines to nuclear power to what appeared to be rudimentary quantum computing and fusion technology in a mere 7 generations. "Their technological evolution is unlike anything we've recorded," noted First Officer Kelvar, his exoskeleton clicking as he moved closer to the screen. "Most species follow predictable development patterns. Humans seem to leap forward. It's their military technology that's most concerning," Telene added. "Their civilian infrastructure advances at a normal pace, but their weapons systems show development rates 5 times faster than standard projections." Zirax studied the Earth warship formations now executing complex maneuvers in high orbit. Their movements were precise, coordinated, suggesting not experimental vessels, but a well-trained fleet. "I believe I understand," Zirax said quietly. "Look at their history." The screen shifted again, displaying centuries of human conflict, wars that spanned continents, weapons that evolved from simple projectiles to nuclear warheads to the precision energy weapons they now observed. "Most species develop technology to improve their quality of life," Kelvar observed. "Humans develop technology to gain advantage over each other. Competition driving innovation at an unnatural pace," Zirax agreed. "A dangerous evolutionary path." As they watched, the Earth vessels began a simulated battle exercise. The coordination was impressive, ships moving in concert, defensive shields activating in synchronized patterns, weapon systems deploying with surgical precision. "Captain," called the tactical officer, "one of the Earth vessels has just destroyed a small asteroid with what appears to be a localized gravity weapon." The bridge crew watched in stunned silence as the asteroid disintegrated under forces that compressed its structure to dust. "A gravity manipulation weapon." Zirax's voice was barely above a whisper. Such technology was tightly regulated, even within the most advanced Galactic Council nations. "That shouldn't be possible. The humans have apparently weaponized their understanding of gravitational fields," Telene confirmed. "And they've done it without achieving faster-than-light travel, which typically comes first." Zirax made his decision. Establish a secure quantum link to the Council. Priority Alpha. As the communications officer worked to create the connection, Zirax continued watching the Earth vessels. A species that developed military technology at this pace could become either the greatest ally or the greatest threat the Galactic Council had encountered in generations. "Connection established," announced the communications officer. Zirax stood straight, aware that his report would shape Council policy toward Earth for decades to come. "This is Captain Zirax of the survey vessel Stellar Whisper. We have encountered an anomaly that requires immediate attention. A pre-FTL civilization designated humanity possesses military technology far beyond their expected development stage. I recommend a full diplomatic assessment team be dispatched immediately." After sending his report, Zirax returned to studying the Earth fleet. Something caught his attention: a small scout vessel breaking formation and moving in the direction of the Stellar Whisper. "They've detected us," Kelvar said, surprise evident in his tone. "That should be impossible through our cloaking field." "It seems we've underestimated them in more ways than one," Zirax replied. "Maintain position. Let's see what they do." The Earth scout vessel approached cautiously, scanning the area where the Stellar Whisper hovered invisible. Its movements were deliberate, methodical, not the erratic pattern of a vessel chasing sensor ghosts, but the confident approach of a predator that had spotted its prey. "They're deploying sensor drones," Talim reported. "Sophisticated ones, each operating on different detection principles." Zirax made a decision that would change the course of both civilizations. Disengage cloaking shield. Prepare first contact protocols. The crew stared at him in shock. "Captain, standard procedure is to observe only," Kelvar reminded him. "These aren't standard circumstances," Zirax replied. "If they've detected us despite our cloaking technology, continuing to hide would only increase suspicion. Better to approach them openly." As the Stellar Whisper shimmered into visibility, the Earth scout vessel immediately adopted a defensive posture, its weapon systems powering up but not targeting. "They're hailing us," the communications officer announced, surprise evident in her voice. "Open channel," Zirax ordered. The view screen activated to show the interior of the Earth vessel's command center. A human in what appeared to be a military uniform stood at the center of the frame, expression composed despite the historical significance of the moment. "This is Commander Sarah Chen of the Earth Defense Force vessel Vigilant," the human said. "You have entered restricted space. Identify yourselves." Zirax stepped forward, aware that he was the first of his kind to speak directly with a human. "I am Captain Zirax of the galactic survey vessel Stellar Whisper. We come in peace, on a mission of observation and assessment." Commander Chen's expression remained neutral. "You've been observing us without our knowledge or consent." It wasn't a question. "Standard protocol for contact with emerging spacefaring civilizations," Zirax explained. "We needed to understand your capabilities before initiating communication." "And what have you learned from your observations?" Chen asked, her tone careful. Zirax considered his response. The truth seemed the most diplomatic approach: that we have severely underestimated humanity. For the first time, a slight smile crossed Commander Chen's face. "That's a common mistake." Within hours, more Earth vessels had arrived, surrounding the Stellar Whisper in a defensive formation that was both cautious and non-threatening, a delicate balance that impressed Zirax. Meanwhile, communications had been established with Earth's leadership. The diplomatic council vessel Harmonious Discourse arrived from Galactic Council space 3 days later, carrying Ambassador Lyrax and a delegation authorized to establish formal relations with Earth. As Captain Zirax prepared to welcome the ambassador aboard the Stellar Whisper, he found himself reflecting on the strange path that had led to this moment. A routine survey mission had turned into first contact with a species that defied all standard classification. Ambassador Lyrax, tall and elegant in formal diplomatic robes, stepped through the airlock. "Your report has caused quite a stir in the council chambers, Captain." "The humans have that effect," Zirax replied. "They're unexpected." "So I've gathered from your data transmissions," Lyrax said, studying the Earth vessels visible through the viewport. "A pre-FTL civilization with gravity weapons and antimatter containment technology. The classification committee is most disturbed. They should be, Zirax said, but not necessarily afraid. There's something remarkable about these humans. They build warships without knowing what exists beyond their system. Yet when we revealed ourselves, they responded with caution rather than aggression. The Council has authorized me to offer them membership, Lyrax revealed. An unprecedented step for a civilization at their development stage. Zirax raised an eyebrow ridge in surprise. That's unusually forward-thinking for the Council. Forward-thinking or pragmatic, Lyrax replied. Better to have humans as allies than potential adversaries, given what you've discovered about their military capabilities. Commander Chen's voice came through the communication system. Ambassador Lyrax, Earth's Security Council has approved your request for a meeting. We're prepared to escort your diplomatic vessel to our lunar base for discussions. As the galactic delegation prepared to depart, Zirax found himself wondering what the future held for relations between humanity and the wider galaxy. One thing was certain: nothing would be the same again. Alliance of necessity. Commander Sarah Chen stood at attention inside Armstrong Base's grand reception hall, watching as the alien delegation entered. 3 months had passed since first contact, and the novelty of interacting with extraterrestrial beings had barely diminished. The diplomatic team from the Galactic Council moved with fluid grace, their tall frames and luminescent skin drawing stares from the assembled Earth officials. Ambassador Lyrax approached the human delegation, performing the bow and palm gesture that had been established as a respectful greeting between their species. On behalf of the Galactic Council, I thank you for hosting these discussions, Lyrax said, her translator converting her melodic native language into crisp English. Admiral Zhao, head of Earth's United Defense Command, stepped forward. The pleasure is ours, Ambassador. Though I admit, many of us are curious why you've requested this emergency session. Lyrax's expression became grave. What I am about to share is known to only the highest levels of Council leadership. The Earth officials exchanged glances as the room's security protocols activated, soundproofing fields and electronic countermeasures ensuring complete privacy. For the past decade, colonies on the outer rim of Council space have been going silent. Lyrax began, activating a holographic display that showed star systems at the galaxy's edge. At first, we believed these were isolated incidents, perhaps natural disasters or technological failures. The hologram shifted to show footage of devastated worlds, once thriving colonies reduced to ruins. 6 months ago, one of our military vessels managed to capture this before being destroyed, Lyrax continued. The footage showed massive ships unlike the elegant designs of the Council fleet, angular, bristling with weapons, moving with terrible purpose through a debris field of destroyed defensive platforms. The Vorax, Lyrax said simply, a species from beyond the galactic rim, highly aggressive, technologically advanced, and apparently bent on conquest. Admiral Zhao studied the footage with professional assessment. Their ships appear to prioritize firepower over maneuverability. Interesting tactical choice. The Vorax believe in overwhelming force, Lyrax explained. They've never encountered significant resistance, until now. Commander Chen leaned forward. You're facing an invasion. The entire galaxy is, Lyrax corrected. The Council has excelled at diplomacy for millennia, but our military capabilities have stagnated during our long peace. We've forgotten how to fight a war. Admiral Zhou's expression remained neutral, but Chen knew him well enough to recognize the calculation happening behind his eyes. And humans have not forgotten, he observed. Precisely, Lyrax acknowledged. Your species has developed combat strategies and military technology at an unprecedented rate. What you lack in faster-than-light capabilities, you more than compensate for in tactical innovation. You're proposing an alliance, General Rivera of the North American Coalition stated. I'm proposing survival, Lyrax corrected. Alone, the Council will fall to the Vorax within a decade. Alone, Earth will be discovered and conquered within 15 years, once they secure Council territory. The room fell silent, as the implications settled over the assembled leaders. "We'll need access to your FTL technology," Admiral Zhou said finally. "Our ships are combat-ready but confined to this solar system. Already authorized by Emergency Council Directive," Lyrax replied, surprising them. "Technical teams are prepared to begin integration immediately." "And in return?" asked President Oliveira, who had been quietly observing until now. "Your military expertise," Lyrax said simply. "Strategies, tactical doctrines, combat training for our forces. The Council needs to remember how to fight. This will require significant resources," General Rivera pointed out. "The alternative is extinction," Lyrax responded. "For both our civilizations." President Oliveira stood, her decision made. "Humanity has never backed down from a threat, Ambassador. We will not start now." 3 months later, the Earth warship Defiance, newly equipped with Galactic Council FTL drives, prepared for its maiden voyage beyond the solar system. Commander Chen walked through the corridors of her vessel, noting the integration of alien technology with human design. The ship represented the best of both civilizations. Council FTL drives and sensor arrays combined with Earth's weapon systems and defensive capabilities. "Engineering reports the antimatter containment field is stable," reported Lieutenant Reyes. "Council engineers are impressed with our modifications." Chen nodded. The Council's antimatter technology had been theoretically elegant but practically inefficient. Human engineers had redesigned the containment systems, improving power output by nearly 40%. "And the gravity lance?" she asked. "Integrated with the targeting systems," Rice confirmed. "Test firings exceed expectations." On the bridge, Chen found Captain Okafor reviewing final preparations. He had been selected to command this unprecedented mission, leading an Earth vessel to a Council outpost under threat from Vorax scouts. "Commander Chen," he greeted her. "Final checks are complete. We're ready for departure." Chen took her position as second in command, surveying the bridge where human officers worked alongside Council technical advisors. "This is what they feared, you know," she said quietly to Okafor, "when they first detected our ships." "What's that?" Okafor asked. "Humans spreading into the galaxy," Chen replied. "Bringing our weapons and our wars with us." Okafor considered this. "Perhaps. But we're bringing our determination and ingenuity too. The Council needs both right now." The Defiance departed Earth orbit with little ceremony, accelerating to the edge of the solar system, where it would engage its FTL drive for the first time. Chen felt a moment of profound awareness. She was about to become one of the first humans to travel faster than light, to see distant stars up close. "FTL drive engaging in 3, 2, 1. announced the navigation officer. Space seemed to fold around them, stars stretching into lines as the Defiance broke the light barrier and accelerated into the unknown. The journey to the Council outpost took just under 4 days, a distance that would have required decades with conventional propulsion. When they arrived, the situation was already deteriorating. 3 Vorax scout vessels detected approaching the outpost, reported the sensor officer. "They'll be in weapons range within 20 minutes. Captain Okafor studied the tactical display. "The outpost's defenses?" "Minimal," replied the Council advisor. "It's primarily a research station." Okafor nodded, making his decision. "We'll position ourselves between the outpost and the approaching vessels. Commander Chen, prepare combat teams for possible boarding actions." "Sir?" Chen questioned. "Standard Council doctrine is to maintain distance in engagements." "We're not following Council doctrine," Okafor replied. "The Vorax expect that approach. We'll do what humans do best, adapt and surprise." As the Vorax vessels approached, the Defiance moved into position, its weapon systems fully charged but powered down to avoid detection. "They're scanning us," reported the tactical officer, "reading our energy signature." "Let them look," Okafor said calmly. "They've never encountered an Earth vessel before. They won't know what to make of our configuration." The lead Vorax ship broke formation, accelerating toward the Defiance with weapons charging. clearly intending to eliminate this unknown factor before proceeding to the outpost. "They're taking the bait," Chen observed. "Bring all systems to full power," Okafor ordered. "Prepare the gravity lance." The Defiance suddenly blazed with energy as systems previously dormant came online. The Vorax vessel, committed to its attack run, had no time to adjust its approach. "Gravity lance fired," announced the weapons officer. The specialized weapon, humanity's contribution to galactic warfare, fired a concentrated burst of distorted space-time. Where it struck the Vorax vessel, local gravity increased 1,000-fold. The ship's structural integrity failed almost instantly, its hull imploding under forces it was never designed to withstand. The remaining Vorax ships immediately changed course, attempting to flank the Defiance. "Conventional weapons free," Okafor ordered. "Target their propulsion systems." The battle that followed demonstrated why the Galactic Council had sought Earth's alliance. The Defiance moved with unexpected agility for its size, executing maneuvers that confused the Vorax targeting systems. Earth's combat doctrine, shaped by centuries of warfare against equally intelligent opponents, proved devastatingly effective against an enemy used to overwhelming technologically inferior foes. Within 40 minutes, one Vorax vessel had been destroyed and another disabled. The third retreated, jumping to FTL before the Defiance could prevent its escape. "Damage report," Okafor requested as the bridge crew secured from battle stations. "Minor impacts to our port shield array," reported the engineering officer, "already being repaired." The council advisor stood speechless, staring at the tactical display showing the disabled Vorax vessel. "No one has ever captured Vorax technology intact," she finally said. "This is unprecedented." "Boarding teams are standing by," Chen reminded Okafor. "We should secure that vessel before they can activate self-destruct systems." As Earth's first interstellar warship secured humanity's first victory beyond their solar system, a message was transmitted back to both Earth and the Galactic Council. It contained tactical data, performance evaluations, and a single statement from Captain Okafor. "The Defiance stands ready. Humanity has joined the fight." In council chambers across the galaxy, the message was received with mixed emotions: relief at the tactical success, unease at the combat proficiency demonstrated by these newcomers to the galactic stage. For millennia, the Council had feared discovering a warlike species with advanced technology. Now, faced with extinction, they had actively sought one out. Ambassador Lyrax, watching the recorded battle footage with galactic security officials, voiced what many were thinking. "We may have saved ourselves from the Vorax, but we've just introduced the galaxy to something equally formidable: humanity unleashed among the stars." A senior council member nodded solemnly. "Let us hope they remember they are fighting for us, not against us." Lyrax's gaze returned to the image of the Earth vessel, its human crew now coordinating with council officials to analyze captured Vorax technology. "They will remember," she said with unexpected confidence. "That's what makes humans different. They fight fiercely, yes, but they fight for something, not merely against something." As if to confirm her assessment, a second transmission arrived from the Defiance. Commander Chen had sent a personal message to Council leadership. "The stars belong to all sentient beings. Earth stands with the Galactic Council today and for all days to come. Together we are stronger than any threat from beyond the rim." The message closed with a phrase that would soon become famous throughout Council space, a human expression that captured their spirit perfectly. "Per aspera ad astra," through hardship to the stars.